Hey guys, today we're learning how to play About a Girl by Nirvana, and it sounds like this. Right, so my name's Franco from Your Guitar Academy, and on this About a Girl guitar lesson we'll be looking at the four parts I've just played, which are the intro, the verse, the same thing. Then we'll look at the transition that will split in two different parts, and the solo to finish with. Before we start, remember to like and subscribe to our channel, and remember to click the link below to see a full write-up for this lesson. Cool, so let's look at the intro slash verse. We've got two chords, we've got E minor and G major, that's it. So E minor, I'm playing it that way, and G major, you've probably learned it that way. I play it that way with the fourth finger barring the B and high E string. You don't need to, don't worry, it's exactly the same thing. But we just need these two shapes. The way we're going to play them, E minor is going to be just for 2 beats and G major for 2 beats as well. So the pattern we're playing, it's kind of splitted in two parts. So let's look at that. What I'm doing on E minor, the first time, I'm doing 1, 2, and. So down, down, up. That's it. Then I'm moving on to G major for 2 beats, so the end of this pattern, the end of the bar, where I'm doing 3 and 4 and. So I'm literally playing every downstroke and upstroke. So if we put everything together, we've got 1, 2, and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. If you're just starting guitar, you might feel like this transition, you're not quick enough to play on everything I'm doing. It's fine, you can kind of eat beat number 3 of G major. So the first time we're playing G major, it would sound like this. 2 and 4 and 2 and in 4 and. It would sound really good anyway, so you can still play that song. So he's doing that, and every other time he's doing something slightly different. He's playing. So he's literally playing every downstroke and upstroke, so every beat and offbeat on each chord. So if we put the two together, it goes 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and he's always going from one pattern to the other, which is really interesting. That's pretty much it for the intro. Now let's move on to what I call the transition, which is so the chords we're playing here are slightly different. So if you're a beginner, you might find them a little bit harder to play, but it's still a pretty good training. So what I'm doing is I'm playing a C#5, which is a power chord. So my first finger is on the A string fret number 4, and my fourth finger is on the D string fret number 6. And I'm just playing these two strings. Because I want to strum all the strings, remember we're playing grunge, I'm going to need to mute the low E string, so my middle finger is going to rest on the low E string. It's not going to press on it, just rest on it, just enough to mute it. That's how I can play the top strings without any low E string ringing all the time, which is really annoying. So we get to play that chord for 2 beats. Then we move on to a C#5 over G sharp, which sounds really scary. It's actually very simple. What we do is the fourth finger is not moving from C#5, but the first finger is going to play the low E string on fret number 4 as well as the A string on fret number 4. So I'm barring these two strings, fret number 4 with the first finger. And I'm playing the top 3 strings, the lowest 3 strings of the instrument. Excuse me. And that's the C sharp over G sharp 5. Cool, so we get to play that chord for 2 beats as well. And then we move on to F sharp 5, which is that shape. So it's the same shape as the C sharp 5 we've done before. My first finger is on the low E string, fret number 2, and my fourth finger is on the A string, fret number 4. Cool, so we get C sharp 5, C sharp over G sharp, and F sharp 5. Okay, now C sharp 5 we're playing it for 2 beats, C sharp over G sharp 2 beats as well, and F sharp 5 for 4 beats for a whole bar. So the patterns are going to be slightly different, but the pattern between C sharp 5 and C sharp over G sharp is the same. I'm doing down, down, up on each chord. So it goes down, down, up, down, down, up. That's the first chords, the first 2 chords of this transition. Let me do that again a lot slower. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and that's the full bar. So it's pretty easy to remember. It's a good practice as well. Now let's move on to F sharp 5. The pattern, we're playing over 4 beats on that one again. So the pattern is going to be slightly different. What we'll do is 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Remember, the right hand is constantly moving. So I'm playing 1 and 2 and, not playing beat number 3. I'm playing and 4 and not playing the off beat after beat number 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's put everything together. 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1 and 2 and 4. One more time. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, let's do the same thing a little bit faster. Right, so if you're a more advanced player, you may notice that sometimes in the song it goes, which is not exactly the same. Basically what Cobain's doing here is he's playing the same chords, but the F sharp 5, instead of playing it on fret number 2, he's actually playing it an octave higher. It's exactly the same thing. If you don't know what that means, if you can't play a power chord over there, it's fine, you can still play it that way. But yeah, it would go and sliding to F sharp 5, where my first finger is on fret 9 and my fourth finger on fret 11 of the D string, keeping the same strumming pattern. Now again, this is the way it works. It works perfectly well with the song, and if you look at the unplugged video, you'll see that Kurt Cobain is always playing that shape over there. Moving on to the end of this transition, which sounds a lot different. It sounds like this. Right, so we've got 4 different shapes here. We've got E minor open chord, okay, the classic one. Then we move on to E5, which is again a power chord. So first finger is on the A string, fret number 7, and the fourth finger is on the D string, fret number 9. That's the second shape we need. Let's stay on these 2 chords right now. The pattern is pretty simple. I'm just going to do 2 beats on each chord, and the pattern goes 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So I'm doing down, down, up, down, down, up. Same thing as we did before on C sharp 5 and what was it? C sharp over G sharp. Okay, so these 2. Then we move on to 2 different chords again. We've got A5, so same shape on the low E and A strings, where the first finger is playing fret number 5 over the low E string, and the fourth finger is playing fret number 7 of the A string. And the next chord we've got is C5, exactly the same shape, but I'm now moving on to fret number 8 and 10. Okay, and this pattern goes A5 for 2 beats, so it goes 1 and 2, and then we're going to do a push on C7, which means the next upstroke is going to be C7. So it goes 1, sorry, can't get it right. 1 and 2 and 4 and on C5. So the pattern we're playing on C5 is and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's put the two again together. A5, 1 and 2, push and 4 and. Let's put everything together, that whole thing. So we got E minor, E5, A5, C, and 4. Let's get it faster now. Faster again. Cool, that's pretty much it for the whole transition. If I play the whole thing, it goes like this. Right, now that's all you need to play all the chords for the song. The next bit we've got is the super cool solo we've got at the end of the song. So it goes like this. So the song is in the key of E minor, so we're playing over the E minor pentatonic scale, over 3 different shapes, but if you're a beginner and you don't know what that means, don't worry, you can still play along. What I'm playing is, I'm going to turn the distortion off just so you can hear better what I'm doing, but I'm playing the low E string open. As I'm doing that, I'm going to play fret number 5 on the A string, do a hammer on fret number 7 on the same string. So I got. Next, I'm going to move on to the D string, where we're going to stay for a long time, where I'm playing fret number 5, 3 times fret number 7, then I'm going to slide to fret number 9, play it twice again. So let me do that again from the top. Right, and after that we move on to fret number 12, still on the D string, where I'm cheating a little, where my third finger is going to bar fret number 12 of the D string and the G string together. And I'm going to do D, G, D, G. Okay, so let's put everything together super slowly. Forgot to mention that I'm also sliding from fret number 9 to fret number 12. But that's pretty much it. It's a pretty straightforward solo, so it's really fun to learn. If I kick the distortion on, that's pretty much it. And he's doing that 4 times, I think, in the song. But it's really cool. If you want to practice your slides, it's just perfect. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye!